Live from Saxon Field in North Torrance, California, it's Mustangs Football 2007. Good evening, fans, on a chilly Friday night here in North Torrance, California. I'm Chris Lee alongside, as always, with Jeremy Sadowski, and we are here to bring you Mustangs varsity football action. Of course, yesterday we got a chance to see the young kids in action at the JV game, but tonight it's the varsity. Jeremy, of course, Mustangs well known for their solid defensive running stopping ability as well as their great ground game. Will we be seeing classic Mustang football this evening from the Mustangs?
Yeah, Chris, I believe we will see some classic Mustang football. Balanced attack, led by running backs Adrian Dotson, number 3, and number 21, Chris Loatman. And forcing those holes open for those two great running backs will be Vincenzo Ayala, number 65, captain, along with Captain Johnny Morgan, number 72, as well as this team will be quarterbacked by number 7, Kelly, at quarterback, and he won that job last season, so it should be a good year for the Mustangs offense. Now the Mustang defense is pretty inexperienced, but then again will be led by the leadership of Johnny Morgan on the defensive line.
Of course, Morgan, a great name in Costa football history. Plenty of talented Morgans through the years. Jeremy, of course, we played with a talented number 7 at quarterback in Jeff Dayusa back in our playing days. Tell me a little bit about the Mustangs quarterback position, and will we get the kind of air game to really balance out the Mustangs' aggressive ground attack?
Yeah, Chris, I think Sean Kelly will be able to lead this Mustang team through a nice passing attack. As you mentioned, number 7, Dayusa, was known for his running ability, which Sean Kelly was able to do some nice runs last year for the Mustangs when he took over the position of starting quarterback.
But as we know, the heart and soul of this Mustangs team is all about the offensive and defensive line. We look to see that continue in tonight's contest. Of course, tonight is the first game of the season. Technically, it is the preseason. However, this game will count in the Mustangs' official record. An exciting Friday night. Everyone loves Friday night football. Mustangs getting ready. The fans are pumped. The teams are pumped. The cheer squad is pumped. Jeremy, I know you're pumped. Let's see some Mustang football. Fans will be right back for the opening kickoff.
Welcome to Manhattan Village. My name is Phyllis Cohen Edwards. I'm with Shorewood Realtors, and I am the resident consultant here in Manhattan Village. Manhattan Village is extremely family-oriented. We have youngsters in their 20s, and we have folks all the way into their 90s that live here. I invite you to manhattanvillage.com. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to email me.
All right, fans, get ready for the opening kick, and we are off. Adrian Dotson, number 3, is back to return, and instead it's number 85 for the Mustangs, Derek Janiques, who takes it. Mustangs will start this game 1st and 10 with the opening possession of 2007. Quarterback Sean Kelly with the handoff. Mustangs start out as tradition on the ground. get about 2 on the play. That's running back Adrian Dotson with the carry. That's going to bring up a second, and I'm going to call it 8 for the Mustangs.
Gain about 3 yards.
Mustangs go with the run play straight up the middle.
Ball's handed off to number 3.
Again, that's Dotson with the carry.
Gain of about 2 on the play.
Got a couple more. That's going to bring up a 3rd and Midland area. I'm going to call it 3rd and 6 for the Mustangs. Man in motion, and it's a handoff to the first back through, and again, that's Dotson. Mustangs start out with 3 straight carries on the first 3 plays, all to number 3, Adrian Dotson, resulting in a first down. 1st and 10 Mustangs. Kelly back to pass. Looks right, looks deep right, and into triple coverage. Ball was thrown away, incomplete. That's going to bring up 2nd down and 10.
First and 5.
Mustangs in I formation. Pitch out to the running back, Dotson, who cuts it upfield. Nice run. Quick burst of speed by Dotson to get positive yardage, and it's a first down, Mustangs. First and 10. Kelly back to pass. Looks left, throws left, and oh, that one is batted down. Quick 3-step drop for Kelly. Pass was batted. It's 2nd and 10 Mustangs. Handoff to, big bruising run right up the middle. Of course, that's number 3, Adrian Dotson, who will be getting the primary load at running back this season. Look to see a lot of Adrian Dotson. Meantime, Mustangs on 3rd and 6. Kelly in shotgun. And it's complete. Nice job by the Mustangs. Michael 10 with the reception. Michael also a defensive back. Look to see him active on both sides of the field. Meantime, that's a 1st and 10 Mustangs. Kelly sends man in motion. And the handoff is again to Adrian Dotson. Adrian gets positive yardage. Mustangs driving already here on their first possession. 2nd down now for the Mustangs. Personas in motion, and the handoff is to number 3, Adrian Dotson, who now pounds his way to the left-hand side. Looks like that just might be enough for the first. Oh, just shy. 2nd down now for the Mustangs. I don't know. We may have to get a measurement on this one here. What do you think, Jeremy?
On that last play, that was a nice block by the center, number 55, Corey Alexander. This Mustang team will need good blocking from their offensive line for their 2 running backs, Dotson and Loatman.
And it was enough for the first down. 1st and 10, Kelly to pass. Looks right, throws right, completes right. Mustangs get good position by Loatman. Speaking of Loatman, right there on a 1st down pass attempt. Good for about 13, I'll call it. 1st and 10 Mustangs. Getting closer and closer to that end zone. And the handoff is Adrian straight up the middle. And speaking of that first touchdown, there it is. Adrian Dotson gets the first score for the Mustangs this season. Through guard, ready for the point after attempt. The kick is up, it's high, it's straight, and it's good. Make that 7-0 Mustangs. What a way to open 2007. Jeremy, what did you think of that drive?
Chris, I was impressed that the Mustangs started off with a balanced attack, able to pound the ball right up the middle with Dotson, and Kelly was getting enough time. Great job blocking by the Mustang line.
Meantime, the Saxons get a good return by number 1 for North. That's Chris McCammon. Number 32, Chris Joe on the tackle. Meantime, North in shotgun, just like we saw in the JV contest, but oh no place to run. Great job by the Mustangs defense. That's Max Russell, number 41, who pounced on the Saxon as if he was a tiger. Meantime, now Saxon's back to pass, and oh, it's complete. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 12 situation for North. Let's see how the Mustangs defense responds on 3rd down. And the pass is deep, it's long, and it is intercepted. Michael Tan, who already has one good play to go under his belt on offense, just duplicated that on defense with the big interception. What a great start for the Mustangs here in 2007. And it's a quick handoff. That's Adrian Dotson right up the middle. That's good for a good 22 yards. 1st and 10 Mustangs. Handoff again right up the middle, this time to the fullback, pounding his way forward. That's Lopeman, number 21, with the carry. Got about 3 on the play. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 7. Split back formation, and it's the misdirection play, and it is Dotson dotting his way to the outside for Mustangs 1st down.
Great job on the Mustang line with Freeman pulling on the play.
Kelly goes to the end zone for a touchdown. Number 4, Personius with the catch right in the corner. Great job. Perfect placement by quarterback Sean Kelly. That's another score. Mustangs are jumping out quick on the Saxons. Meantime, the point after attempt this time is a no good. That's going to make this score 13-0. Mustangs with 4:50 to go in the first. Jump on board quickly. An impressive opening quarter by the Mustangs. Brandon Williams back to return. It's a bouncer. Williams takes it on the bounce. Looked like a shortstop out there, but is smothered quickly by the Mustangs defense. Saxons will take over 1st and 10 at about the 28-yard line. And there's a penalty on the play. It's against the Saxons. They're moving 5 yards back. Bob Fish liked that action. Meantime, the Saxons now on 1st and 15, get about 5 on the play. Pretty much made back that penalty. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 10. Saxons, as we saw in the JV contest, primarily will work out of the shotgun formation. And it's a running back screen in the middle, and the Mustangs were all over that play. Great job by the Mustangs stopping number 3, Brandon Williams, not even giving him a chance to catch the ball. 3rd and 10 now for the Saxons. Rolling left, looking left, and deciding to keep it. The Saxons quarterback, DJ Dinker, dunked his way forward. It looks like just enough for the first. Number 79, Freeman, forced Dunker out of bounds, but it looks like Dunker may have got enough. The coaching staff's not too solid on it. It's just shy. North, I think, really kind of was hoping the chain gang would go out there and measure that one, but they're not going to get the measurement. It is 4th down. Lined up to go for it. And shotgun looks like to me. Yep, they're taking the timeout. They had no intention of going for it at all, in my opinion, Jeremy. I think they're just trying to draw the Mustangs off sides. It did not work. Great discipline by the defensive front. I expect to see the Saxons punting unit. There they are on the field. Saxons forced to punt. And there's the snap. It's a low kick, and it bounces out of bounds. We're going to call that the 35-yard line. Mustangs will take over 1st and 10. Of course, the Mustangs leading this contest already 13-0. Mustangs are looking good in 07. And not looking good there. Looked like a little bit of movement along the line. In fact, it was. That's 5 yards back. Make it 1st and 15 for the Mustangs. And Mustangs with the handoff. It works for about, I'll call it about 3 yards. It's going to bring up a 2nd and long for the Mustangs. And it's a handoff to Dotson, who darts his way to the left, makes a couple nice moves, is still on his feet, and finally brought down. That was a good 23-yard gain by Dotson. Great job showing off his moves and lateral ability.
Great job by number 65, Vincenzo Ayala, with the lead block.
This time it's Dotson up the middle, and he breaks a tackle. I'm sorry, that's Lohman on that carry. Finally knocked out of bounds at the 11-yard line. What a powerful, great tandem of running backs Mustangs have this season with Lohman and Adrian Dotson. They will be a force on the ground, that's for sure. Pisoni's in motion. Kelly back to pass. Under pressure, and he is sacked. That makes a loss of about 7 on the play. It's going to bring up now 2nd down situation for the Mustangs. Two receivers to the right-hand side, which is exactly where Kelly's going, but incomplete. And a penalty on the Mustangs on the play is declined. That's going to make it a 3rd down and long situation. Let's see what the Mustangs do here. Mustangs in shotgun. Kelly back to pass, looks right, throws right, and it's incomplete. Looks like they were trying to work a wide receiver screen on the right-hand side, but the pass was just a bit too high. That's going to create a 4th down situation. Let's see if the Mustangs, looks like they are lining up for the field goal attempt. Thursgaard getting set up, lined up for the kick. This will be his 1st field goal attempt of the season. Good placement. The kick is high enough. It's deep enough. It's straight enough. It's good. Thursgaard with the field goal. Make that 1-for-1 on the season. Mustangs continue to add to their lead. 16-0 is the score here in the 1st quarter. Saxons on the return. Nice coverage by the Mustangs, giving the Saxons nowhere to go as we are at the end of the first quarter, down to the final minute of action. First and 10 Saxons. North on the run play, and oh, that is going nowhere at all. Wonderful job by the Mustangs. Lance Whipple involved on that play. Great job by the Mustangs D, forcing a second and long now. Passes up, and it looks like it is complete. Great catch by Brandon Williams. Definitely the Saxon star offensive player. And that's the end of the first quarter. We'll be back for the second. And the Mustangs jumped out to a quick 16-0 lead here in the first quarter. Second quarter now about to begin, and oh, early movement. Looked like the Saxons weren't quite ready to start this quarter yet. They're starting off with a penalty. The man in the white hat says, "Go back 5 yards, son." Mustang Steve done well so far tonight. Saxons back to pass. Looks left, throws left, and it's intercepted. That one could go for a touchdown, and it does. That's number 85, Derek Janiques. Great job, Derek. Already showing some offensive skills and showed it there. Once he caught that interception, he was in for the score. Third guard ready for the point after attempt. The hold is up, the kick is up, the kick is good. 23-0 is the score. Mustangs jumping out quickly in this contest. Dominant first half action by Maricosta. Mustangs now with the booming kick. Great job, Matt Williams on the kick. Last couple kicks were a little short, almost like pooch punts. That time he belted it through the back of the end zone. Meantime, Mustangs defense starts out charging, slamming down the Saxons running back. Great job. That's a loss of 3. That's going to be second and a long 13 for the Saxons. Saxons on the scramble now, trying to find something. Not much there, and throws it out of bounds. Looks like he was following my old advice: when you're in trouble as a quarterback, look for a pretty girl in the stands and throw a little souvenir, but the referees are going to call him on that one. Don't see that call very often. Grounding when a quarterback is scrambling. Of course, if this was the NFL, that would have been legitimate. However, here it's not. It's another penalty on the Saxons. Torrance now on the run. Good job by the Mustangs to finally bring back down their running back. But not until after a big gain. They're still well short, however, of the first. It's punt time. And, ooh, kind of a low kick. A low line driver. Mustangs got to be careful there. Love the enthusiasm by the Mustangs. But you got to be careful. That ball is live. And oh, big hole up the middle for Adrian Dodson. And the Mustangs continue to pound the ball in the middle. That's another touchdown for Dodson.
Mustang line is blowing open holes. We have Johnny Morgan, we have Vincenzo Ayala, we have Freeman, Alexander. They're all doing a great job so far this game.
Of course, that O-line, the heart and soul of this Mustangs team, complementing their great core quality of running backs and receivers, as well as quarterback Kelly. The kick was good, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see what the call is. Looks like it's going to be against the Mustangs, and they will have to re-kick. Let's see what happens on the... Oh, it's a bad snap. Mustangs tried to scramble. It's incomplete. Either way, it's not deep enough for the conversion. That's going to leave this score at 29-0. Mustangs very impressive here on offense as they open 2007. And another booming kick. Matt Williams really getting into these kicks, slamming them through the back of the end zone. That's a touchback. Saxons will start 1st and 10. Ball spotted at the 20. And oh, what a wonderful job by the Mustangs D. Nowhere to go was McDavid, had nowhere to go. Great job, that's a loss. 2nd and long now for the Saxons. Saxons going deep and into the middle of the field, nice reception. A lot of traffic. Somehow that one dropped in there for a 1st down for the Saxons. North now on the ground, and again the Mustangs defense not letting the Saxons get any sort of running game going here early on. That's a 3rd down now and long for North. Low snap handled well by the Saxons quarterback, who dumps it out to the flat. And Mustangs missing some tackles here. This one is bursting open for a huge gainer. One man to beat, and he beats him. One last chance, and oh, he slips into the end zone. Touchdown Saxons. Saxons finally get on the board. Can't imagine Ray Lee being too happy right now as 2 Mustangs had a chance to prevent that touchdown. Saxon's kick is up, high, straight, and good. That's 7 points now on the board for the Saxons to the Mustangs 29. Mustangs still in control of this 1st half. I guess Ray Lee had to have something to be upset about because so far that defense was perfection. Got to give Coach something to talk about at halftime anyway, right? Meantime, the Mustangs on the bounce. Uh-oh, Adrian Dotson. You're not going to catch him. Pop goes to Weasel. That's a touchdown. Dotson is piling up the early touchdowns tonight. Once that young man breaks free to the sidelines, you are not going to catch him. His speed is way too good for the Saxons.
Grace Adrian's had a great start so far this game, running the ball, playing DB, and now returning a kick for a touchdown. As we see Thermagard with the extra point attempt. Good, 36-7 Mustangs.
Mustangs now on the kickoff. Finally, Torrance gets a chance to return one. And uh-oh, they are taking advantage of it. McDonald with the big return, finally dragged out of bounds. Boy, for a second there, I thought this one may come back. We almost had back-to-back returns there. Great job by the Mustangs to finally stop him, and oh, nice job there as the Saxons are not able to get anything going on the ground so far tonight. Nick DeLucia with the tackle on that last play. This time, oh, great job on the defensive backfield by the Mustangs. Double coverage out there. Nick Sorrow involved in that play. Nick had a great position and batted that ball down, forcing a 3rd and long for the Saxons. Saxons back to pass. Dunker dunks it out to the left, incomplete. That's 4th down now. And because of the field position, North will go for it. On 4th, it's 4th and long. Dunker back to pass under pressure and completes a pass right in the middle. It's going to be close to the 1st down. Let's see where the spot is. And it was enough. Was not enough. Mustangs will take over on downs. Of course, Dotson on the carry stopped for about a loss of 1. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 11 as the Mustangs here in the 2nd quarter in firm control of this contest. And Loman on that carry on the pitch right. Couldn't quite turn that corner. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 10 as he did make up the 1-yard loss from the previous play. Kelly now back to pass, looks left, throws left, and just incomplete. Almost had the reception on the sideline there, on the Mustang sideline, but Johnny just couldn't come up with the catch. It's going to bring a 4th and 10. Wow, great job by Williams there with a bad snap, picked it up and was still able to get off a pretty effective punt. Turning what could have been disaster into a pretty solid punting play for the Mustangs. Dunker with the ball. He's rolling left, he's looking left, the lefty throws left, deep left, and great coverage by the Mustangs. That's Adrian Dotson out there on defense now. 2nd and 10 for the Saxons. And not going anywhere. Mustangs defense on top of their game tonight. They are not letting the Saxons get anything going at all. In fact, there's more tackles for losses than there are rushes for gains so far. And what a hit! Big 3rd down and 14 play. Matt Cream, number 34 for the Mustangs, Cream, the receiver for the Saxons on that one. Great solo tackle. Ray Lee will love that one. Forcing a punt now for the Saxon. Almost got the block. Mustangs, however, let it bounce and will take over on downs. 1st and 10. Mustangs on 1st and 10, leading 36-7, and great job. That's Mustangs number 4, wide receiver Personius with the reception. Kelly with the great throw, hitting Personius right in stride. 1st and 10 Mustangs. Dotson with the carry, got about almost a yard. We'll call it a rush for no gain on that one. 2nd and 10 Mustangs. And it's Dotson again, this time spinning and twisting his way forward. Got about 5 on that one. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 5. Kelly and Shaka looks right, throws right, and ooh, that ball was tipped. That's going to bring up a 4th and 6. Ball is spotted at the 34. Kind of tough field position, so the Mustangs will go for it here on 4th and 6. It's play action. Kelly with the throw and the completion. That's a first down and then some. 1st and 10 Mustangs.
Get that one, Jen? Yeah, I got it.
Stephen Bayman with the first down, and now it's Dotson with the hard carry right up the middle, leaping over people to get any stretch of yardage he can. Mustangs in a 3-back formation now. This time, however, the Saxons stopped Dotson at the line of scrimmage. Going to bring up a 3rd down situation.
Back for a loss of 1. Play resumes, it'll actually be a 3rd down and about.
We are getting towards the end of the first half here. Mustangs now on the pass attempt. Oh, they're calling that incomplete. I'm not so sure about that one, Jeremy. That looked like a pretty darn good catch to me right on the sideline, but the officials are ruling it otherwise. That's a 4th down now. The field goal is up, and it's good. Thurl's guard is 2 for 2 on field goals this young season. That's a great start for the Mustangs kicking game. 39-7 is the score with only 15 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. Williams with the kick. Saxons look to return. And uh-oh. Ooh, luckily we had a tackle right up the middle. Otherwise, Brandon Williams almost broke that one loose. Very dangerous receiver. Excellent speed and elusiveness. Mustangs definitely have to make sure they don't fall asleep on him. Meantime, Dunker back to pass. Looks left, throws left, and oh, almost intercepted and certainly knocked down by the Mustangs defensive backs.
Pass intended for number 22,
That just about took us to halftime. 2 seconds should be the last play of the first half. Dunker scrambling, gets a good block and decides to keep it, but is knocked out of bounds. That will take us to halftime. A brilliant first half. Mustangs leading 39-7 here at the end of the first half.
Performance of the
And welcome back as we get ready for the second half of action. The Mustangs dominating this first half. 39-7 is the score. Adrian Dodson is an outstanding athlete, and he is showing it on all aspects of this game. Jeremy, what did you think of tonight's first half?
So far, I think this Mustang offense is running on all cylinders with Adrian Dotson picking up the bulkage of the yards on the ground. Great pulls by the Mustang offensive linemen, as we see 2 of the team captains are offensive linemen, number 65, Vincenzo Ayala, and number 72, Johnny Morgan. You're going to need that same type of intensity in the second half to finish off these Saxons. Great job defensively by the Mustangs, returning a kick for a score, as well as the special teams with Adrian Dotson returning a kickoff for a touchdown. So good job all around so far.
And interestingly enough, in the Mustangs JV game yesterday against the Saxons, they also had a kick return for a touchdown. So 2 special team touchdowns, one by the Mustangs JV yesterday, one by the varsity tonight. That's one heck of a way to start 2007. Speaking of great special team starts, the Mustangs return and kickoff coverage teams are doing a great job forcing the Saxons into long field position all night long. Saxons dunker dunks it off to the right-hand side this time, and 2 straight completions to open up this first half have gotten the Saxons out to midfield quickly. Of course, if the Saxons are to make any attempt at a comeback, they need to do so right away. This time, Dunker licks middle. Mustangs almost come up with the pick. Great job by the Mustangs coverage on that play. 2nd and 10 Saxons. Max Russell with another great play, and this time, Mustangs do come up with the interception. That one's returned all the way down to the 12-yard line. That is Matt Cream with his 2nd big play. Of course, Matt had a huge tackle for a loss earlier. Now he comes up with the pick. 1st and 10 Mustangs.
Ball's handed off to number 32, Chris Joe.
Chris Jobe on the carry for the Mustangs. Big fullback. Chris Joe with the carry. Got about 2 yards. 2nd and 8 Mustangs. Now it's Adrian Dotson, and he is racking up these touchdowns. That's another score for the Mustangs. The offensive line continues to create huge holes. And when you combine a big hole with Dodson's running ability, that's going to make for a long night for the defense. Mustangs good on the point after attempt. 46-7 is your Mustang lead. Saxons on the return. Get a mild return out to just beyond the 30-yard line. Saxons now. Dunker with the keeper. Gets out to about the 37. Got about 7 on the play. It's going to bring up a 2nd and short. I'll call it 2nd and 3 for the Saxons. Dunker with the ball. He's looking right. He's throwing right. And incomplete. Good coverage out there. Mustangs converge quickly. After that reception, it's 1st and 10. No yardage after the reception. That time it's incomplete. That throw was a little bit behind the Saxon receiver. Great job by the Mustangs interior defense. Put a little pressure on Dunker that time. And again, the Mustangs with the pressure. Dunker avoids the first sack attempt, but is still forced out of bounds after a big loss. That's about 10 on the play. It's 3rd and 20. Great job by the Mustangs D. Dunker now back to pass. He's looking deep, and great play. That's number 85, of course, Derek Janiques. Already done a great job as a wide receiver tight end. This time he uses that height to his advantage and knocks the ball down. 4th and 20, Saxons will punt. There's the snap, and Mustangs almost get a piece. Meantime, the Saxons down the ball at just beyond the 30-yard line. We're going to call that the 28. Mustangs will take over, 1st and 10. Mustangs out on offense. Double receiver set to the left. Quarterback Kelly drops back and hands off. It looks like that may be Jacob Otis on the carry. Oh, I'm sorry. Jacob Otis at quarterback now for the Mustangs. Of course, Mustangs carrying a 39-7 lead. Certainly a good chance to work in some of the younger Mustangs, give them a chance to gain some good field experience. 3rd down situation for the Mustangs. Bo Espresso in a tailback, gets the carry in fact. And oh, nice yardage by Bo. Fought his way forward enough for the 1st down. Ball spotted at the 43-yard line, 1st and 10 Mustangs. Mustangs down the I-back formation. And oh, looks like the ball may be loose. Looks like the Mustangs did, however, recover. Serge Zach with the carry on that one. Mustangs now on 2nd down.
Ball's handed off to Serge.
It looks like Serge Zach again with that carry.
They'll bring up a 3rd down.
Going to bring up a 3rd and, I'll call it 3rd and 2 for the Mustangs. And oh, that play is stopped short. Looks like it may be a delay of game call against the Mustangs. That's going to make it now a 3rd and 7. And the Mustangs stick with the running game. Pound the ball forward up the middle. It looks like it's going to be just shy. It is 4th and about 1. Mustangs will punt. Perfect snap. Nice kick. Nice high punt, and it forces the Saxons return man backwards as he kept trying to backpedal and backpedal. That was Brandon Williams on the return attempt for the Saxons, although he didn't go anywhere. Great job again by the Mustang special teams.
Ball's handed off to number 1, Chris McDaniel. Present tackle number 37.
Replacement on the field.
Saxons now getting ready for their 2nd down play. High snap. Hand off to the back, and oh, tremendous job by the Mustangs D. That Mustangs run attack has been up in the Saxons grill. Corey Alexander doing a great job on the run defense.
Pass from Dinkers complete to number 85, Dale Kearney.
Dinkers completes his pass.
Number 15, Nick Sorrell.
Out to the sideline. Mustangs on defense. Saxons got the 1st. Mustangs trying to, more than anything, just keep the clock running. Dunker is able to get out of bounds. Nice pursuit by the Mustangs D. That's going to bring up a 2nd, and I'll call it a 2nd and about 6 for the Saxons. And before this one goes anywhere, There's a penalty on the play. And it's motion against the Saxons. Saxons will be going 5 yards back, erasing everything they just gained. That's going to bring up a second and long situation now. 2nd and 10 for the Saxons. Dunker now back to pass. Looks left, throws left, and is incomplete left. Great job by the Mustangs D.
Bring up a 3rd down and 10 for the Saxons.
3rd and 10 now for the Saxons. Dunker under center. Takes a snap. He's looking left. He's throwing left. And he completes. Receiver doing a great job. Cuts upfield. That's going to be a 1st down for the Saxons.
Is tackled by number 39, Michael Cruz.
1st and 10 as the Saxons are trying to get something going, at least some momentum, if anything, into their next week's contest. Dunker now throwing left again, has a receiver, however, could not get it there. Incomplete pass. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 now. In shotgun. Dunker's feeling the pressure. He's under pressure. He escapes one guy, gets a couple blocks. Looks downfield, tries to direct traffic, goes deep downfield, and somehow completes the ball. What a tremendous job by quarterback Dunker. Not only to avoid pressure, but to find the open receiver downfield on the scramble play. Great job by the Saxons quarterback. 1st and 10 North. Play action. Dunker on the move, finds the man, and is in for the score. Saxons get on the scoreboard here in the 2nd half. At 46-13, probably too late to do anything in this contest, but certainly can help their confidence as they go into next week's contest.
False start against the Saxons.
False start, meantime. Saxon set up. The kick is up. Kick is straight, and it's good. That makes the score of 14 Saxons, 46 Mustangs here in the 3rd quarter. Saxons on the kickoff. Mustangs, one of the Mustangs up and return that ball. After the short kick, Mustangs will take over at the 33. Handoff, and Saxons all over that play. Bo Espeso on the carry, but Bo didn't have anywhere to go on that play. Saxons read it well. Mustangs temporarily shift to a split back formation. Must have been something out there we didn't like. Mustangs take the timeout. Handoff. Looks like just off the left guard.
Ball's handed off to number 16, Bo Espeso.
Bo again with the carry. Bo getting some nice 2nd half work here. That experience could be huge for the Mustangs down the stretch. Meantime, big hole off the right tackle. That's a 1st down carry for the Mustangs.
Good for 1st down, Mustangs.
1st and 10, Maricosta. gets a handoff again off the left guard. That's Bo Spezzo with the carry.
Gain of 2.
Second and about 8 for the Mustangs. And that will end us at the third quarter. And welcome back to your fourth and final quarter. Your Mustangs have this game well in hand, leading 46-14. A dominant performance by both the Mustangs offensive line and defensive line, really not letting the Saxons get anything going on the ground. Meantime, led by Adrian Dotson, the Mustangs ran all over the field so far in these first 3 quarters. Espezzo, ooh, with the big carry. Gets a big hit at the end, but almost broke that one. Espezzo getting some great work, really showing his talents here in this third and now fourth quarters. Mustangs will punt on fourth. Nice, high, booming kick. Gets a friendly Mustangs bounce. What a wonderful job. And we saw this, Jeremy, in yesterday's JV game as well, but the Mustangs special teams have been outstanding. Not only giving the Mustangs good field position, but keeping the Saxons in bad position. Second down and 10 now after the incomplete pass. Dunker's still in the game for the Saxons. He's scrambling and finally dunks out of bounds at about the 11. Third down now for the Saxons. Dinkers looking right, looking deep right, and throws. Who threw it up for grabs? A couple of Mustangs there. Looks like they even collided a bit on the play. Instead, it falls incomplete. Hopefully no one's hurt. It looks like everyone's walking off the field pretty well here. Wilson involved in that collision. However, after the incomplete pass, it's fourth down and punting for the Saxons. Five-yard penalty against the Mustangs. However, it's still fourth. And Mustangs get a piece. Mustangs block the kick, and that's Boom Espezzo with the pickup and the touchdown. All that second half work has worked out well for Espezzo as he gets himself into the touchdown frenzy. Grab yourself a piece of that touchdown pie tonight, Bo. You earned it.
Chris, that's the second touchdown by the Mustang special team. A blocked kick that went in and a kickoff return by Adrian Dotson. So Bo Espezzo and Adrian Dotson have gotten in on the special teams. This has been a great game for the Mustangs so far.
Point after attempt is up and good. Thurisgard doing a great job in the kicking game tonight, as well as Matt Williams on the kickoffs. Mustangs have scored so many points. Now they're pulling recruits from the stands, from the band section to try to finish off the push-ups. Even he can't finish off that many push-ups. Nowhere to run for the Saxons. They will start first and 10.
Chris, it looks like the Mustang cheer squad's going to have to recruit some better push-uppers.
Meantime, the Saxons go deep down the field on the reception. I'll give it to the Saxons. They are not giving up and laying over. They were still trying to do anything they can on offense to make this game at least more respectable. Pass complete again here on first. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 6 situation. Margola's involved on that tackle. And kind of a quick shuffle pass out to the Saxons running back. And he gets in for the score. Great second half effort by the Saxons. Of course, the Mustangs have had this game wrapped up for quite some time now. Coach is not all too happy at all about the effort there on the Mustangs defense. Coach doesn't care about the score. Coach wants effort.
And I think it's good. With 8:40 left in the
8:40 to go here in the 4th. Of course, Mustangs 53-21. This game well in hand. Jeremy, what's impressed you the most about tonight's contest?
Well, Chris, I'd have to say the special team scoring 2 touchdowns. That's so rare that score 1, let alone twice.
And Mustangs threatening to make that 3 special team scores. Either way, Bo Espeza really showing his talents here in the second half with another great return. The Spirit Squad's pumped, the fans are pumped, Bo Esposa's pumped. Mustangs on 1st and 10. It's a handoff straight up the middle and carrying a pack of Saxons with them. Number 36 for the Mustangs. Serge Zach on the carry. Zach has been getting some good second half workout here too. Saxons read that one well. Ball can't go anywhere on that one. Nice show of sportsmanship at the end. 2nd and 12 for the Mustangs. And it's a handoff again. Expect to see a lot of handoffs at this stage of the game for the Mustangs, as they're more concerned about that clock running down than they are about getting more points on the board, leading 53-21 here in the 4th. 3rd down play now. It's an option left. Ball goes to the first back through, who powers his way forward. Gets good yardage on the gain. Not enough to get the first down, but still got about 8 yards on the play. Mustangs go for it again on 4th down. And it doesn't look like they get it. In fact, they don't. Saxons will take over.
TJ Harrington on the play for the Saxons.
Ray Lee trying to pump his defense up to finish this game good. Saxon Stinkers works his way to the sidelines. He's still doing everything he can to get more points on the board. And Dinker's complete downfield. That one has end zone potential. And end zone it is. Saxons add another score. Nice job by quarterback Dinkers to avoid trouble and not only make the completion, but get his team in the end zone.
Ladies and gentlemen,
That's going to make the score 53-28. 5:37 left to go in this contest. Saxon's now on the kickoff. Kick is taken by one of the up men for the Mustangs, who burst out on the right-hand side and finally brought down along the sidelines. Cream on the return. Mustangs now on first down, I formation, running play. Off tackle left goes nowhere, and in fact lost a couple. Serge Zach with the carry. Loses one, it's 2nd and 11. Option right. Ball goes to the first back through. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and about 8 now for the Mustangs. Sean Hutchinson with the carry. Keeps the ball himself. He was under pressure, gets taken down. It's a 4th down and 8 for the Mustangs. And oh, that one's almost blocked. Mustangs do get the punt away, however, and get a friendly roll. Again, more great special teams action by the Mustangs. Saxons still have their first unit on the field. Quarterback Dinkers on the scramble. Tries to turn it left, but is brought out of bounds. Great job by the Mustangs D, forcing him out of bounds, not letting him turn that corner. There is a flag, however, and it's holding against the Saxons. That play is coming back. Dinkers now to his right. Completes, and a couple broken tackles. What should have been a 2-yard gain turns into about a 23-yard gain. That's going to be a 1st and 10 situation. But let's check in. It looks like there may have been a penalty against the Mustangs. In addition, looks like a face mask against the Mustangs. That adds even more yardage to the end of that play. Meantime, Dinkers under pressure gets a great block, throws downfield, and somehow completes it to arguably one of the shorter receivers on the field, however, still comes up with the catch. Great play by the Saxons. And that's a touchdown. Saxons on the run play to the left didn't have far to go and was able to just sneak that ball in past the pylons. That's a touchdown, Saxons. That should make the score of this contest now 53-35. Saxons on the squib kick. Ball just kind of bounced right in the middle of the field there. That is a live ball. Great job by the Mustangs to make sure Saxons were not able to pounce on it. If they had been, it would have been Saxon ball.
Ball handed off to
Mustangs now on 1st and 10. Nice carry by the Mustangs back. Able to get, it looks like, just enough for the first down. 1st and 10 Mustangs. Handoff straight up the middle and tackled after a 2-yard run. Going to bring up a 2nd and 8 for the Mustangs. Pitch to the right. And tackled at the line of scrimmage. Ryan Crawford, number 27, with the carry. Brian Crawford carried the last couple carries for the Mustangs, getting some work here. Of course, the clock continues to wind down. We are just about done. That should just about do it. It looks like it will. Congratulations to the Mustangs, opening 2007 with the victory. Final score is going to be 53-35. Great job, Mustangs. Jeremy, what do you think about tonight's win?
Well, Chris, this is a great start for the Mustangs 2007 season, as they look good offensively and defensively, and they were able to get a lot of the Mustang reserves some good work in a varsity action, as this game was basically out of hand after the first half. So all the Mustangs seem to get a lot of good experience. Good job special teams, good job offense, and good job defense.
And almost most importantly, no one got hurt. So everyone should be nice and fresh for next week's contest. Speaking of, we'll see you guys next week. Tune in as the Mustangs continue their march to victory.